and welcome to the Grammaticus tutorial on Use a Rule to Make a Word Questions. This question type frequently appears on the GL Verbal Reasoning paper. Let's read the instructions and discover what we're being asked to do. In these questions, the middle word has been made using some of the letters from the two words either side of the brackets. Use the same rule to construct a word from the second group. Find the missing word and mark it on your answer sheet. Okay then, let's have a little look at the first question. Now before we start, I'm going to place a piece of paper over the other questions so that I can only see the first question. In your exam, you are provided with a piece of plain paper, and I suggest that you use part of that piece of plain paper, even if you rip it in half, to cover over the questions below, and then you're only concentrating on one question at a time, and it's not distracting, and also you can't make the mistake of jumping to the next question halfway through. Okay, let's have a little look at the first question and let's see what we've got to do. So we've got to use the two words on either side of the brackets to construct the word in the middle. Now the word I've got to make is the word tap. If I look carefully, I can see that I only have one letter T in the words on either side. The T is the fourth letter of the second word. That's where it's come from. I'm going to go to the same position, the second word. I'm going to go to the last letter, and I can see that that's a B. So I'm going to put B down there in my brackets there, and I'm going to have a little look at my multiple choice answers. I've got but, bar, bus, tub, and tar. So it can't be tub or tar because they don't start with a B. So I'm going to cross those out. Now I'm left with but, bar, and bus. Now the second letters of two words is a U and the other one is an A. But if I look at the third letters, I have a T, an R and an S. They're all different. So if I jump and I decide, okay, I'm going to find the last letter, I'm going to complete the question a little bit quicker. I won't have to work out that second letter. So I'm going to go to P over here, the P in tap. The P in tap has come from the last letter of the first word, so I'm going to go to the last letter of the first word over here, and I can see that it's an R. So the word that I'm looking for is bar. That's the word I've constructed. I'm going to circle it, I'm going to mark it on my answer sheet, and then I'm going to cross the question out. Okay, let's have a little look at the next question. The next question I have the word hook, rock and care, ache, a gap and oast. Okay, let's see where we've got the letters from then to make the word rock. Well, if I look carefully, I can see that the R for rock has come from the third letter of the second word. So I'm going to go to the third letter of the second word. I can see that's an S. So if I have a little look at my possibilities down here, I can see that I have two beginning with an S. So I'm going to cross out the others. Now I've got the word shoe and shot. Now I wonder how many of you have spotted that they're almost identical apart from one letter, which is the last letter. Now the last letter in shoe is E and the last letter in shot is T. So we're going to jump straight to the final letter to find out what that is. So we've got a K here in rock, that's our final letter. And if we have a little look, we've only got one K, it's the last letter of the first word. So we're going to go to the last letter of the first word over here, and we can see that it's an E. So the word that we've constructed is the word shoe. I'm going to mark that on my answer sheet and then cross it off. Okay, let's have a little look at question number 3. Okay, in question number 3, we've got stab, let and late, whale and tide. So the L in the word we've constructed here has come from the first letter of the second word. So I'm going to go to the first letter of the second word over here, and I can see that it's a T. So I know that the word's going to start with a T. If I have a little look at my possibilities down here, I can see that I have the word tea and tie. So I'm going to cross out all of the others. The second letter is an E. The E has come from the last letter of the first word of the second word. So if I go to the last letter of the second word here, I can see that it's an E also. So my second letter is an E. So that has actually decided it for me because I have the word tie. It has an E in it, but the E is at the end. It's not the second letter. So the word that I've managed to construct there is the word tea. I'm going to mark it on my answer sheet and then cross it off. Okay, final question that we're going to have a look at today. So we've got kind, skin and sick, date and have. So we're looking for an S to start with because that's our first letter of the word that we're constructing. The S has come from the first letter of the second word. So I'm going to go to the same position over here and I can see that it's an H. So I know that I'm looking for a word that starts with an H. So I can cross out this one and this one. If I have a little look, I can see that all of the words that I've got left here, heat and hate, they all end with a different letter. So I'm going to go straight away to the last letter. Okay, the last letter over here is an N. If I have a little look, I've only got one N. It's the third letter here. Third letter in the first word is here, so it's going to be a T. So the word that I've constructed is heat. So I'm going to mark that on my answer sheet and then cross off question number 4. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found that useful and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.